Welcome to Beyond the Badge. Beyond the Badge is an inside look at your Oshkosh Police Department, brought to you through the resources of Oshkosh Community Media Services.
Welcome to this edition of Beyond the Badge. I'm Joe Nichols. On today's show, we'll be talking with Natalie Pratt, Expo Coordinator for Healthy Living Events, about the 2013 Safety and Security Fair. Later in the show, we'll be hearing from Captain Kelly Kent in this month's edition of the Command Post about the happenings in the Investigative Services Bureau of the Oshkosh Police Department. We want to welcome all of you listening to us on 101.9 WOCT and those of you watching us on City Cable 10. Natalie, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming in. And could you please tell us about yourself?
I coordinate healthy living events and look for events that focus on living healthy, nutrition, fitness, safety, security fair fit right in, and so just kind of expanded into that as well. Fantastic.
Well, thank you very much for coming on today's show. And the Winnebago County Safety and Security Fair is approaching fast. Can you tell us, where the event will be held?
It's going to be at Sunnyview Expo Center up on North Jackson, and it'll be from 10 till 2 on Saturday, October 19th.
Okay, very good. Okay, and who will be benefiting from attending this event?
It's going to be for all ages. We have something from baby safety to child proofing to children's safety, with Halloween safety to elderly with fall prevention. We have computer safety, online protection with it. We have radon protection, looking for if you have radon leaks and things in your house. So it's going to be something for everyone, and nobody's going to go away not finding some type of information.
Oh, that's great. That's fantastic. And what are some of the workshops that'll be taking place at the event?
We have a fall prevention workshop for elderlies with put on by the Winnebago Health Department, with people to, when they get older and their bones are brittle, and to keep them from falling. We have an online security put on by a local security company, Cyber Consulting, and they'll be teaching you how to keep your children safe online. They'll also be talking about things like firewalls and computer security with viruses and things like that to keep you safe. We have radon detecting. He's going to have some kits and things like that. We have hunter safety information. We have Leslie Raditz is going to come up from Fond du Lac. She's going to talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, mental illness, just a variety of things for all ages.
So there's something for everyone.
When we say something for everyone, we mean it.
And who is all involved in putting this together?
It's pretty much all the agencies from Winnebago County, with sheriffs, police departments, health departments, fire departments, Amro Fire Department, the outlying ones. We have nonprofits as far from Ripon. We've pretty much have covered nonprofits and government agencies throughout the whole county. We even have Smokey Bear coming down.
Fantastic.
So it's everybody's getting involved with it, from the DNR to the local ones.
Excellent, excellent. And what type of information is going to be available there?
We have everything that pertains to home security, personal security, safety, vehicle. We have some that are going to talk about cold water. If you fall into the cold water, how to protect yourself and save yourself, with it. So it's information on every aspect of safety and security that we can find, from financial to older to babies, and everything in between.
Very good. Very good. And is there any cost to this event?
It's 100% free, so there's no cost for anybody. We just want to encourage everybody to come out, take advantage of it, learn what they can. All the workshops, the entertainment. We have a magic show going on for the kids throughout the day. We even have a shopping area for the mothers while their kids are in the magic show, so they can shop and do some shopping and be entertained while they're doing that. So we've tried to cover everything, so come out and enjoy it, and there's no cost whatsoever.
Okay. Will there be food available?
We do have food. Habitat for Humanity is going to be providing some food. We're also looking, at some other options and things. We have popcorn and things like that for everybody. But Habitat for Humanity will be doing a big food booth, so you can have some affordable family food that keep your stomachs full while you look around.
Fantastic. That is great. And who are the sponsors of this event?
We have several sponsors. We have AccuCom and AAA are our major sponsors, and we also have Wolf River Concealed Weapon. We have Bridgewood Nursing Home. We have a lot of different local sponsors and stuff as well with it. And they're all providing support so that we can make this free for the community, which is what we want to be able to do.
Very good. Now let's say I'm a government agency, as a fire department, because we haven't heard from all the departments in Winnebago County, or possibly some of the other law enforcement agencies. How would they get in contact with you in regards to?
They can call me at the phone number was listed up there, 312-0014, or they can email me at greenevents@new.rr.com. Either way, or if they get in touch with you, you can always forward the information to me, with it as well. We always have room for more. We're always looking to add more so that we do indeed have something for everybody. So if someone's interested in getting in, if they provide any aspect of safety, security, government agent, there's no cost for government agencies to participate. There's no cost for nonprofits to participate. We just have a nominal fee for businesses. 100% of that goes to provide this as a free event for the community with it, so that nobody has to pay to attend.
Fantastic. Now let's talk about some vendors. Let's say some vendors seeing the show for the first time and just hearing about the safety fair. How do they get involved in being part of this?
They can either give me a call, email me, or go to, everything's on our website at healthylivingevents.com. The registrations form is right on there. All the details are also on there with all the different workshops. The exhibits are all itemized on there. The different hands-on activities, things like that are all on there, so you can see what's on there. And any kind of vendor, other agencies that want to participate, they can go there, and then there's a registration link right there that they can register to attend.
Okay, very good. And some of the events that we will be seeing, okay, I know that one of the big events is one of the first one.
The Theta Star helicopter will be landing. That's going to kick it off at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Then we have the SWAT team demonstrations. Winnebago County will be bringing in their Bearcat, and we'll be doing a full SWAT team demonstration with it. We have the drug dogs, which they'll be showing how they operate. We have the fire department will be doing fire extinguisher training. So if you have the fire extinguishers and you want to be able to learn how to operate those, and at home, we'll have that training going on. The safe house with being able to teach your kids how to get out of the fire safely, that will be there. So just a variety of everything.
All right. Now, hopefully it doesn't happen, but what if it rains? Are we still going through with the event?
We are going through with it, rain, shine, and hopefully not snow.
Okay.
But yes, we have plans in place. So if it does rain, we'll still be there and we'll still be making it work.
Great, great. Now, is this an all outdoor event, or is it indoor?
It's indoor, outdoor.
Okay.
The bulk of it will be inside, but obviously we can't get the helicopter and things inside, so we'll be doing some of the things outside as well. But yeah, it's going to be, you'll notice it when you come in with everything.
Okay, all right. I know that the last event, I do believe, was either in 2008 or 2009. Do you know how many people showed up at that event?
There was just under 700 at that event. We're hoping for more at this one with it, but somewhere around there.
Okay, all right. And can you just remind everyone once again where the event is taking place, and then also what the date and the time is?
It's at Sunnyview Expo Center, October 19th, which is a Saturday, from 10 till 2. It starts right at 10 with the helicopter landing, and we have things booked solid all the way till 2. So you can plan on spending the whole time there.
That's
and not get bored.
That's fantastic. Well, Natalie, I thank you very much for coming on today's show and talking with us in regards to the 2013 Safety and Security Fair. And we will be right back with Captain Kelly Kent after this short break.
Hello, I'm City Manager Mark Roloff. Roundabouts are new to many of us in Oshkosh, so we have to take extra precaution when using them. Remember, safety is the key. Slow down. The speed limit in the roundabout is only 15 miles an hour. Avoid distractions. Focus all your attention on navigating the roundabout. Find the proper lane. Check out the signage leading up to the roundabout. Choose your lane assignment early and stay in your lane. Evaluate the situation. Take notice of what kind of vehicles are in front of you. Sometimes larger trucks need to take up both lanes of a roundabout. Think to look for pedestrians and allow them to cross when entering and exiting a roundabout. Yield to traffic on your left. You must yield to all traffic in the roundabout, and that traffic will be coming from your left. Again, safety is the key. Remember that word and what those letters represent, and your roundabout driving experience will be a smooth one. Thanks for your support.
Welcome back to Beyond the Badge. We now send it to Captain Kelly Kent in this edition of the Command Post.
Thanks, Joe. I'm Kelly Kent, and I've been with the Oshkosh Police Department for 23 years. The Police Department is organized into 3 bureaus: Administrative Services, Patrol Services, and Investigative Services. For the last 5 years, I've been assigned as the captain of the Investigative Services Bureau. Our team is made up of 21 people. I have a lieutenant in charge of our detective division. He's also in charge of our evidence control division and in charge of our sergeant, who in turn oversees our juvenile division, which is made up of the Police School Liaison Officer Program and the DARE program. He's also in charge of our drug task force. And then we're supported by a secretary and a crime analyst. So I'll just talk a little bit about these different divisions within the Investigative Services Bureau and explain what it is that we do. The detective division is probably the most recognizable. We have 7 detectives responsible for investigating major crimes that occur in the city of Oshkosh. This could be anything from violent crimes such as homicides, aggravated assaults, sexual assaults, and robberies, to property crimes such as burglaries, motor vehicle thefts, fraud complaints, and other felony level thefts. The detectives will typically contact a person if a case is assigned to them for investigation. What you might expect if you reported a crime and have a detective assigned to investigate your case is the detective would make that initial contact with you, ask any follow-up questions, and then keep you up to date as the investigation progresses to let you know the status of the case, whether any arrest is ultimately made in the investigation. The Evidence Control Division is probably more behind the scenes, less recognizable to the public, but worth mentioning because the Evidence Control Division is comprised of 2 property clerks who may have contact with the public when it comes time to return items of property. The evidence room is under strict key control and is accessible only to our 2 property clerks for reasons to maintain a secure chain of custody and be able to preserve the integrity of the evidence for courtroom presentation. With that in mind, if you have an item of evidence that was, or an item of property that was taken and entered into our evidence storage, please understand that you need to make an appointment with one of the property clerks to get those items returned. And those items can generally be returned only after a case is disposed of in court or if the return is authorized by the prosecuting attorney. The sergeant, who supervises our juvenile division and our drug task force, that's a busy position as well. The juvenile division I mentioned consists of our police school liaison program. In the city of Oshkosh, we have a dedicated police school liaison officer assigned to each of the 2 public high schools, Oshkosh North and Oshkosh West high schools. We then have 3 officers assigned to share duties among the 3 middle schools. Among the 5 middle schools, the 3 officers share duties at Carl Traeger Middle School, South Park Middle School, Perry Tippler Middle School, Merrill Middle School and Webster Stanley Middle School. The 3 middle school PSLOs also teach the DARE program, which is the other piece of the juvenile division. DARE, of course, stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. The DARE program has existed in the city of Oshkosh, I believe, since 1989, so we have a long-standing tradition of taking a proactive approach when it comes to drug prevention. And then the other division under control of our sergeant is the Drug Task Force. The prevention efforts are important, but we all know that's not enough. And the drug problem in Oshkosh is a very real one. Over the last few years, we had a spike in heroin and overdose related problems with heroin and the crimes that were committed by people to support their heroin habit. I believe the number was somewhere in the range of 25 average heroin overdoses in 2011 and 2012. So we established the Drug Task Force at the end of 2012 in response to that problem. We pulled resources from the Patrol Bureau and from the Investigative Services Bureau, and together our Drug Task Force supplement the efforts of our MEG officer. That's the Metropolitan Enforcement Group, a 4-county drug task force. But our drug task force officers have a more local focus inside the city limits of Oshkosh to combat the drug problem. I'm pleased to say that since that group was formed, our number of overdoses through today's date, September 12th, have numbered only 6 for the year. So as you can see, this is a drastic decline from the 25 average overdoses we've had over each of the past 2 years. I'd like to believe that our Drug Task Force has played a part in bringing that number down. So finally, I had mentioned our support staff. Just briefly, we do have a secretary and a crime analyst that support our efforts in the Investigative Services Bureau. The crime analyst is a new position that was added only 4 years ago. And our analyst so far has most definitely proven her value to the department, both in terms of analyzing crime trends and crime patterns occurring in the various districts throughout the city, but also in offering investigative case support to our 7 detectives. The detectives on average have a caseload at any moment averaging probably between 18 and 20 cases per detective. I believe last year they investigated almost 550 complaints as a group, and I'm pleased to say that the clearance rates have been very good. Our property crime clearance, and I'm going to just look at some numbers here going back over the last 5 years. The Wisconsin average has hovered between 25 and 26% clearance rate. Nationally, that average rate has hovered between 17% and 19% for property crimes. Over the last 5 years, we've been able to use new technology to increase our property crime clearance rate from the state average of 24% all the way up to 2012 clearance of 31%. So we've seen a 7% increase over the last 5 years, and we're now notably above state and national averages with our property crime clearances. I have to say, though, our true focus has been on violent crimes. Oshkosh is a safe place to live, and we're very thankful that we don't have a high number of violent crimes that you might see in other larger cities. However, we do have our share of them, many of them related to the drug problem. Our focus on violent crimes has resulted in a clearance rate that far exceeds the state and national averages. Statewide, the violent crime clearance rate has averaged between 50 and 52% over the last 5 years. Nationally, it's averaged between 45 and 48%. Here in the city of Oshkosh, our clearance rate for violent crimes last year was 68%, which is pretty consistent over the last 5 years. I think you should be reassured as a public to know that your detectives are working hard to keep the community safe, and we're very pleased to know that our clearance rates are so far above the state and national averages. Still, we're always striving to improve that clearance rate. Of course, we would like a 100% clearance rate, and I assure you that our detectives work as hard as they can using all of the resources, the latest technology, crime analysis, and all the other various tools to make that a reality. Also worth mentioning, I'm sure that the public has heard a lot in the last several years about the team policing initiative that Chief Groyle has implemented here at the Oshkosh Police Department. The Investigative Services Bureau officers fit nicely into the team policing philosophy. The city of Oshkosh is divided into 7 patrol districts. Now recently, those districts were further organized into a zone concept. Districts 1 and 2 now comprise the central zone. Districts 2 and 3 comprise the east zone, and districts 4 through 6 comprise the south zone. Each of the zones is supervised by one of the 3 patrol lieutenants. The districts, in turn, are each supervised by a patrol sergeant. And the latest development is that each of the 7 districts have been further broken down into neighborhood levels that we call reporting areas. And I believe there's 152 reporting areas in the city of Oshkosh, with a specific officer, detective, or police school liaison officer assigned to each of them. So if you haven't already been introduced to your reporting area or neighborhood officer, be patient, and those introductions will be coming very soon. The police department's in the process of updating the website maps so that eventually you'll be able to hover your mouse over a map on the website and determine precisely who your reporting area officer or neighborhood officer is, to be able to make a personal contact if needed. So the police school liaison officers have taken ownership not only of their schools, but in the neighborhoods immediately surrounding their schools. And the detectives have all been fit into various neighborhoods throughout the city as well within their assigned districts. As we move forward, I think you can expect to receive more personal contact from those officers, PSLOs, and detectives. So if a contact is needed with a supervisor for any reason, I guess I would encourage you to think that if it's in terms of a quality of life issue in your neighborhoods, then the point of contact would be the sergeant that's in charge of the district, if not the reporting area officer directly. If a supervisor contact is needed regarding investigations or drug information, always feel free to contact the Investigative Services Bureau. Lieutenant Jim Busha supervises our 7 detectives and our evidence control officers, and Sergeant Mark Schaffhauser supervises the police school liaison officers, the drug task force, and also the DARE officers. So generally speaking, that's a brief overview of the Investigative Services Bureau, how we're organized, what the basic functions are of the different divisions within the Investigative Services Bureau. And I invite people to contact me as well. My contact information is listed on the Oshkosh Police Department website. If there's ever any questions about the Investigative Services Bureau, the status of an investigation, why a case was or was not assigned to a detective, or any such questions as that, please feel free to contact me directly. I should be able to answer the question or direct you to somebody within the Investigative Services Bureau who can. So thank you for allowing me to give that overview of investigative services, and I'll now send it back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Captain Kent, and we'll be right back after this short break.
The laws are the same for bicyclists and motorists. So if you bike, ride with the traffic and obey stop signs and lights. Whether you ride a bike or drive a car, you must yield the right-of-way to pedestrians at marked and unmarked crosswalks. At intersections, always look for pedestrians before making a turn, and slow down in school zones and neighborhoods to keep our kids safe. Share and be aware. We're all responsible.
Welcome back to Beyond the Badge. We thank Natalie Pratt and Captain Kelly Kent for being on today's show. If you missed an episode or would like to watch an episode again, please go to www.oshkoshcommunitymedia.org or go to the Oshkosh Police Department's website at www.oshkoshpd.com. Do you have a Facebook account? Would you like to know what is happening at the city or at the Oshkosh Police Department? Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow the news that is happening at the Oshkosh Police Department. Don't forget also, the school year is in full swing, and we would like to remind all motorists to give kids a break this year when driving through school zones or around school areas. You could be saving the life of a child by driving slower through school zones, allowing children to cross a busy street when they are in a crosswalk, and by following all parking rules and regulations around a school. Remember, it is for the safety of all that driving rules are to be followed in school zones. On a note that in regards to the recent events that have been taking place in the city of Oshkosh in regards to the attempted assaults of some campus students, and also where some younger children were approached by males in the city of Oshkosh, I want to reassure you that the Oshkosh Police Department is doing everything that it can to find out who these people are. Investigators, officers, and command staff members are doing everything that they can in setting up different investigations to determine who is responsible for these actions. Remember, it's very important to talk to your children in regards to safety and how they get to and from school, or maybe how they get to and from a friend's house. So make sure that you talk to your children in regards to safety, and make sure that you take the time to talk to them. And if they have any questions, make sure you try to answer them. And if you can't, please don't be shy, and you can contact me. Okay. And we thank you once again for watching us on City Cable 10, and those of you listening to us on 101.9 WOCT. Until next time, make sure that you slow down for the kids in the school zone, and don't forget about the safety fair, October 19th. Thank you very much.